Do you guys know who we're here to see today? Have we heard of her? She's kind of a big deal, right? She's an icon. Are we right? Are we ready for this? You're not ready. I can tell. Guys, we're gonna have so much fun today. We're gonna have a microphone here in the center, so if you would like to ask a question, in just a minute you can line up and ask your questions. We want to keep things fun. We want to get to know Priscilla. We want to welcome her to our great state. We like it here, yeah? I do have a question for you though. How many Elvis impersonators does it take to screw in a light bulb? 1 for the money, 2 for the show. No? No? All right, let me try again. You know, I went to an Elvis impersonator last night, and I got there too late. Elvis had left the building. You like it?
I thought there.
Are you guys ready for this? Are some of you guys ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Priscilla Presley! You guys want a picture with Priscilla? Stay in the seats. Nobody move. Don't make this one. Keep going.
And then face me.
We'll get the crowd back.
All right, guys, cheer for her. Let's get to the picture.
Okay, we're gonna set that microphone back up, and you guys are more than welcome to line up. I'm sure you have your questions, and you are what we are here for. So feel free. Oh, this gentleman's ready. We're ready to go. Are you ready?
No, I'm not ready.
No.
I just.
Yes, so? Okay, let's do this. Sir?
Hello.
Hello?
Thanks for coming. I have been to probably a half a dozen Elvis weeks. You know,
Have you?
and I think I went to the last one a couple of years ago when you were there, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, you look familiar.
Well, I'm not Elvis, but you know, I admire the whole family. My question, you know, and I don't think very many people talk much about Jenna Wade and Dallas. I mean, when Dallas was showing, I would catch a hotel and try to find it, you know. I mean, I was that hooked on the thing, and I was just wondering, I've always wanted to ask you, Priscilla, you know, with Charlie, I always wanted to know if she was kind of a prototype of Lisa Marie, or if you kind of felt when you put your acting into Jenna, if Charlie was kind of, I kind of felt that was kind of the Lisa Marie.
Yeah, I did too. I actually pretended that she was Lisa, and then I would scold her just like I would scold Michelle. Put her over on my knee and spank her and just a little rough. You know, I don't even know what happened to Charlie. After
The girl
that
that
was, pardon me?
I said the girl who played her, or the actress.
Yes.
I did. You said you didn't know what happened to her. So.
What?
The girl that played her.
Oh, Charlie.
Actress, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Charlie the carrot.
Yeah, the character. Yeah. No, when she was a little girl.
Yeah.
She was little. Yeah. So like Michelle Brown.
But Jenna Wade's one of your most underappreciated role. And it was a good role.
It was a great role. Yes. Yeah, I wish it was still on. I miss the cast.
You know, I got the whole thing at home. And I stopped playing when you were on there, so.
You did? Okay, good. That's so sweet. Thank you. Hi. I like your outfit. They look like pajamas.
I just love you so much. I mean, I have your picture on my wall from your wedding with Elvis. When I'm not dressed like this, you from the 60s is really my style inspiration. But my question was, did you ever have any sort of interaction with Sharon Tate before her death?
No, I did not. I knew people who knew Sharon, and she was lovely. From what I understand, she was so sweet, very nice. loving. You know, it was a shock to all of Hollywood what happened to her.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Priscilla, I'm Grant. Thank you for being here today. It's an honor to be here with you. I'm the father of two little girls, 12 and 13, that got really introduced to Elvis through the Baz Luhrmann film. And now I've got the next generation of Elvis fans growing up in my house.
Oh, good.
I thought I'd give you an opportunity to share what's one of your favorite memories that you'd like younger people to remember about Elvis.
Well, first of all, who he was, what he stood for, and I really appreciate you saying that you buy your daughters, because my whole thing is trying to get the younger generation to know who he was. I mean, in fact, a lot of kids now are very, very fascinated with him, and it's just nice to see that they ask about him, want to know more about him. Their parents have told them about who he was, and I do this in LA actually. So yeah, they come from about 7 years old all the way up to 80, to like in their 20s. Yeah. So yeah, that's my mission, is really to have the younger generation know who he was. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, it's an honor to meet you, and my question is, what advice would you give to other people aspiring to be an actor or actress?
Steady acting. Get someone you know that usually in different cities and towns they have actors or teachers, and just do whatever you can to try to be that person that you want to be. I took acting classes, so thank God. I don't know what I would have done without it, because it can be pretty frightening. You have a stage with different people, and it also takes courage, and it takes believing in yourself, definitely. But if they had someone that could, especially younger, to help them out, that would be great. If not, just do what you can to, teach them how to do their work.
Thank you, I greatly appreciate that.
Sure. Thank you.
Gotta document the moment. Oh my gosh, Priscilla, I am completely starstruck. Like, please excuse me, I'm a little nervous. This is like a dream come true. I just can't believe I'm in front of the First Lady of Rock and Roll, the Queen herself. I remember since I was a little tyke, I grew up listening to Elvis and watching doing Elvis's movies since I was little with my parents, and like that has just been my life. And you have been just such an inspiration, to women of all ages and all around the world. So I just want to say thank you for what you do, and for everything that you've lived through and given us that example. But I did want to ask you, what are some of your future dreams and projects that if you would like to share, anything that you have coming up?
Well, actually, I'm actually doing it right now, being able to talk to people, audiences like yourself, sharing Elvis. There's so much interest now in younger children who want to know about him and what he did and why he's so famous or was so famous. That really pleases me a lot to be able to share him. I never used to want to share him before, back in the day.
That makes sense, yeah.
I'm willing to do that now.
Well, thank you so much for being such a wonderful boss lady and everything that you are doing now for yourself and all the audience and fans around you.
Thank you. This is great. Thank you very much.
I heard a rumor you're talking to Oprah soon.
I am?
Are you? No? Let that be a lesson, folks. Don't listen to rumors.
I think that was right. Okay. I believe I could be wrong.
I am just wondering, obviously your life and Elvis's life has been very publicized, but what is like the most important thing you would like people to learn from you or see you as an example as?
Oh, wow. To learn from me? Gosh. I could say a few things, but don't ever get involved with someone who's very famous. It is a lot of work, and the work is keeping them. especially when they're very famous and they have women after them. I mean, I think that was probably the hardest thing, you know, when I was married to Elvis. I thought I was the only one. Meaning that, you know, everywhere we went, the girls would go crazy. He'd do his show, and they would go to the stage, and it was a lesson to be learned. We need to have someone that famous that the world loves, which is beautiful. But it was just for a young girl, you know, just going, wow, yeah, I'm sharing him with all these people that love and adore him, which was great. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anyone, especially, you know, I was in Vegas. It was for a married woman to see their husband be, you know, underwear was thrown on the stage, bras are thrown on the stage, to walk away from that and go, whoa, what do they look like from this point of view if they didn't have their bras on? So I was quite curious.
It's understandable you don't want to share it.
Hello, Priscilla. So nice to meet you. My family was good friends with Elvis. You probably remember the Osmond family.
Of course.
My dad's Alan Osmond, and so he used to have conversations with Elvis. And all I've known is what my father's told me about him, and my grandmother had gospel discussions with him on the phone, and we just love your family so much. This is my son right here, so this is a third generation Osmond that's a big Elvis fan too now.
Great.
But, I wanted him to meet you, but I wanted to ask you, because I've taken tours of Graceland, and I've just been impressed by your family and all you went through. But what was one of your favorite rooms at Graceland, and why?
The bedroom. We don't talk about it. Not the jungle room? Not the jungle room. Hi.
Howdy, I have a question of what's one of your favorite memories with Elvis?
Oh, well, gosh, I have so many memories. You know, I think his laughter, Elvis, when he laughed, everyone laughed. It was contagious. So I think about that a lot, you know, especially with some comedian is on, and I know all the jokes that he would like, and I could hear his laugh. He was just really beautiful. You just couldn't help but laugh with him, and the whole room starts laughing. Thank you.
So thank you.
I'm over here.
Okay, I got lost now because
Osmonds are kind of a big deal here.
So when I was young, I would fly out to California every year to stay with my aunt and uncle. And my aunt was such a fan of Elvis. I mean, it was, she probably would have thrown her bra or whatever. But you got sick, but I'm going home. But when he passed, my uncle came home and he's like, we have to, you know, take care of your aunt. She's gonna be so upset because Elvis passed away. And I was like, I mean, okay, but she loves him and everything, but I mean, it tore her up. And then losing your mom, I feel bad for that. I just lost my mom on the 29th, so maybe do you have any advice to how you, I was a caregiver, and how do you process?
That's difficult. I'm a miniature mother, and my mother lived with me. I had her live with me her last years. Yeah, and I just, you know, I was very, very close, like you, to your mom, and made sure that she was okay, and made sure she watched her favorite movies and television shows, and included her in a lot of things that she could be included on. Watching TV with her. My mom didn't like being alone, so I always had to make sure someone was there with her. But you know, losing a loved one, as you all know, is not not easy, but it is life. We're all going to be there at one time, but doing the best you can for your loved ones, showing that you love them.
I lost my husband in '06, so I was able to come from the Bay Area. I grew up in Salt Lake, but I was able to come to the Bay Area and stay with her and live with her and take care of her.
Great.
She was 91,
Wow.
but it was like just days after her 91st birthday, and she was always telling me that she wanted to live to be 91, and I'm like, well, let's renegotiate this, because we need to, so, yeah. And we lived together, and so.
Well, you were there for her, and I'm sure she appreciated you being there.
I hope so.
She did, for sure.
Thank you, you're a beautiful person.
Thank you.
Me and my family got to visit Graceland, and I was wondering what your favorite memory at Graceland is.
Oh my gosh, I think the dinner table was my favorite memory. We would sit at dinner, and Elvis we would always go before the Johnny Carson show. He wanted to quickly eat and see his monologue, and then we go to the movies. But I just remember having so much fun sitting at the table with the guys. I was the only woman, by the way, ladies, so I had them all to myself. And we would have dinner and then went off to the movies. But that was always a fun time. Cheering him. Actually, some of the guys would come in too, which would be fun. There was 6 guys that worked for Elvis, so it was just me. I was the only girl. And I learned a lot, ladies, about guys talk. How to keep them up good. I'm only kidding. No, I'm not. Go ahead. Do you want to ask another question?
My sister.
Okay.
Yes, this is my little sister. And not only are we big fans of Elvis in our household, I'm a big Barbie fan. And so I was wondering if you had any input or you gave any feedback when Mattel made the Barbie doll of you.
I did not. No.
Did you know that they were going to make your Elvis in a surprise?
I did. Yes, I did. But I kind of left it to them, and I think it went all right. Not complaining at all. I'm glad I lived, and they didn't, knock me off or something.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Hi, we've already met, but I'd like to reintroduce myself. My name is Nick Presley.
Yes, Presley.
I just wondered what you thought of
Go ahead.
what you thought of the Austin Butler movie.
Do what?
The Austin Butler movie that came
Yes.
out.
What did I think?
What'd you think of it?
Oh, I thought it was great. I thought Austin was unbelievable. He is such a nice guy. We worked 2 years on being, on that part, being Elvis. Did his homework. I was only concerned about, I hope, because he's such a great guy, and he's a great actor. Didn't want him to become Elvis, meaning once he did the character, that he would carry on and act like Elvis and be like Elvis. And I told him, I said, please don't leave who you are, because you're amazing and you're a great actor. And he said that, that was great for him. He said he never would do that anyway because he isn't it. But I thought he did a great job. I really did.
Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you for being here. I'm a huge Elvis fan. I was only 8 when he passed, but I grew up listening to his music because of my parents. I just loved him. I have a picture of him in my office at work. So, keeping the spirit alive. I always admired you for your composure, being thrust into the spotlight at such a young age and having to deal with that level of fame. So I just wanted you to know how admired you are by me.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you about the Naked Gun movies because I love them. And what your relationship and working experience was like with Leslie Nielsen, and if I dare ask, O.J. Simpson.
Let's talk about Leslie Nielsen.
Let's talk about O.J. Leslie was great to work with. Oh my gosh, I've never did a comedy before, so I was very nervous about doing this. And meeting Leslie just calmed me down. I mean, he was so nice, and he said, "Don't worry, we have most of our parts together, and that we can work it out." And maybe rehearsed a couple of times, which happened. So then, maybe not so nervous, but I loved doing it. And we did 3 of them, and I was hoping we'd do more, but I loved doing it. And OJ, well. Are there any OJ lovers here?
I think you're saying.
OJ, I happen to know, a lot about him, and even before the movie, and I was not a fan of his. And then he went out to prove that, he was not a good guy for sure.
We got to work with a lot of celebrities in the Naked Gun series. The number of cameos in those movies just boggles the mind.
It was not work. It was so much fun. Yeah. Too bad we don't have any more of them, but
yeah.
It's showbiz, I guess.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming to FanX. I'm actually a friend of one of your husband's backup singers, Richard Sterban, from the Stamps, and I was wondering if you could relay any information or a story of what, how he felt when Richard declined his offer to come back after staying with the Oak Ridge Boys. How he felt when Richard declined coming back to join the Stamps when Richard stayed with the Oak Ridge Boys.
Well, I think Elvis understood. I mean, Elvis was very understanding, truly. I mean, and if someone had an issue or what Richard wanted to do, he would absolutely go along with it. And he was very open on how he felt. So I'm sure the loss. Is this something we said? I'm leaving this.
Now you've done it.
No, sorry, it wasn't
No, there were people leaving. That's kind of showbiz, right?
That is showbiz.
Doing what's best for you. Also that.
What was I?
How, when he was about Richard staying with the Oak Ridge Boys.
He understood why Richard made the decision that he did.
Yes, he did. He did. I was always leave the door open for people, to do what they wanted. Very few people left, but he understood about Richard. Yes, we liked him very much. You're welcome. Thank you. Hi.
Hello. I just wanted to ask, I know that Elvis has always been such a big part of your life and your legacy, but you've been able to carve such a beautiful and fulfilling life on your own. And I guess what advice you would give to young women in these formative years that are looking to find themselves outside of people's opinions and thoughts?
Well, you have to really know what you want to do, where you want to go, what you want to be, and follow that dream. I mean, so you do follow that dream, and you just, have confidence in yourself, and, just have the will to be able to do what you're doing, and I think that's really what makes it. If you know the people that can help you, don't be fearful of asking for help. Please don't be fearful. Ask questions. Where to go, what to do, who to see. Don't be shy. So many people are shy out in LA. They're afraid to say anything. If you do that, what do? You do nothing. So follow your dreams.
Thank you so much.
That's
beautiful.
Hi, Priscilla. So nice to meet you. My name is Savannah. So I guess my question is 2 parts.
Okay.
I'm a filmmaker. My husband and I are in the industry, not near as high profile as you and Elvis, but we're expecting our first child now, and we've been married for 11 years, so it's a long time coming.
Wow.
So we're going to be filming 2 movies next year. I'm due in April. I was wondering if you had any advice, because being a strong mom of a darling daughter in the spotlight in the industry, how do I go about raising them
in a normal way, but also I don't want to be afraid to, show them the business of the show, so to speak.
Well, how old are they?
They're unborn. they're in my stomach.
Arrival still pending.
Arrival, yeah, in April, but we're shooting a movie in Australia in February, and then another one in September. So we're gonna have a little one on set. I was just wondering, it's a very specific question, like what was your experience on raising Lisa Marie in the spotlight, having to deal with all that?
Well, with Lisa, I kept her out of the spotlight, to be honest with you. When she was little, of course, it was no problem because, she was small, but as she got older, I definitely kept her out of the spotlight. I wanted, I just didn't want anyone to come in and start talking to her about her dad, and I wanted Lisa to be Lisa, let her be her own person, and the older she got, and the more when she understood who her dad was, that she could handle it. And being young, and children, they don't have any, what can I say? Well, yeah, but what they want to do. But I would protect them and just, I actually did that Naked Gun one, actually right after I had my son. And I had to work, and I did get someone to help me. And she's actually, where's Vicky? She's still with me. I couldn't get rid of her. She's yeah, she would help me. I would go to work, and then she would take care of my son. And I felt comfortable and secure that it was okay. I didn't leave him with anyone I didn't know. So yes, it's hard. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations. You're not showing.
Oh, just about to
lift up your blouse.
Oh.
I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You're her mom?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, wow.
So, I have a question, and I also wanted to tell you something. When did you first feel like that you knew you were going to marry Elvis?
Well, I didn't really know, after he, I met Elvis in Germany when I was only 14, so he left, I think it was in August, whatever year that was. It was about 5 months before he left to come back to the States.
1959.
Yeah, 1959, thank you. So it was 1960, and I hadn't heard from him for a while because they had so much that they had planned for him, movie-wise, and many other things that he was doing. So I didn't hear from him for 21 days, and I thought I would never hear from him, actually. But he called, and he would tell me all about, what he was doing and what was happening and how much he was happy that he was back in the movie business again. And in my mind, as a girl, I'm thinking, who's the actress? Who's going to be the star playing against her? My head is going, and I'm thinking, is she pretty? I would try to look her up and listen to movie magazines. Very insecure I was, but what's the question?
When did you know that you wanted to marry?
When did you feel like you knew you were going to marry?
When he asked me. He actually surprised me. It was around Christmas time, actually, and we were getting ready to go to the movies at night, and he knocked on my door in my dressing room, and he had something behind his back. His arm was behind his back. He had something in it, and he said to me, I said, well, what are you doing? Are we still going to the movies? And he said, yes, I just have something I want to show you. Okay, and then he showed me the ring, actually, and he said, remember I said we'd get married? Well, this is the time. So it was a surprise for me. I mean, I couldn't say no. I had the ring already. Yeah, so.
And I wanted to tell you, I always thought you were this beautiful bride, and I'm so glad I got to buy these today. You signed them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
think it was the OJ fans that laughed earlier. First of all, thank you for coming to our FanX convention. It's great having you here. I was wondering if you could share what has been the most meaningful part of shaping your own legacy while carrying the legacy of Elvis.
Well, it was yes, I wanted to I wanted to have something to do. I couldn't be someone doing nothing, not working, not, just being, I was his ex-wife. I had to do something, so I just went out and sorted out. The movie business came in as a really surprise. I was never really into the movie business at all. I was just called into the studio for Naked Gun, and I loved the part. I thought it was funny, and I took that. The TV show, Those Amazing Animals, this is before that. I love because I'm an animal advocate and an animal lover, and that just suited me. So things started coming my way that and I would always do the things that I was passionate about. I turned down a lot of things too because, if I didn't believe in something, I couldn't do the part. So I don't know if that answered your question.
Sure, thank you.
I have two questions. I hope that's okay. When you were casting for your movie, how did you know that Kaylee and Jacob were perfect for roles?
I liked them both very much. I liked Kaylee very much. She was really so nervous. Obviously, I could understand why. I mean, to play someone else, I can't even imagine. She did ask me a few things, like if anything that she could do to, for the film. And I said, I just need you to be sensitive, meaning to him. I'm not a hard person. I don't have an ego. I don't have, something that, let's say a part that someone would play me and made me think that I had this ego and that I was demanding. I'm really not. I wanted her just to be there for him. And I think she did a good job. I really do. The ending wasn't really the ending that ended us. What was happening is Sophia only had so much time to do the movie. Producers wanted it to be a certain time, I think an hour and 10 minutes. If she could have just had another 10 to 15 minutes, the way that the movie had her leaving was not how it ended. It actually ended when he was in Vegas, and I was reluctant to tell him, that it was time for me, to move on. And it was in Vegas when I came to see the show in Vegas. And then the next morning, I went into his room and I told him that I wasn't happy. I'm alone a lot, and that I needed to find my way and find out who I really was, because I was always waiting for him and taking care of him, which to this day I still love him very, very much. He was an amazing human being and very lovable, truly very lovable.
I noticed in the Elvis movie and the Priscilla movie, the wedding scenes were very different. Like in Elvis, it was a party, having fun, and Priscilla, it was chill, it was very cutesy.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, they were wrong. Yeah, that wasn't how it happened. No, neither one of them. So I think in movie making, they kind of put their take to it, which they did. I didn't really have any part in either one of them. I saw the script. I thought the script was okay, but I didn't really have a say.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are in our last couple minutes, so I am going to stop the line at the lovely lady in the Beetlejuice dress. That'll be our last question.
Hi, I was really lucky to be able to live in Memphis for a little bit, and it's such a great city, and I love, one of my favorite things about it is just like the spirit of Elvis that you can feel throughout the whole city. My other favorite thing about it is the food. So I just want to ask, when you're in Memphis, or even some of the things that you ate with Elvis at Graceland, what's some of your favorite like Memphis food?
Oh my gosh, it's very southern, that's for sure. Very, very southern. I like the food in Memphis. I mean, I'm lived it actually for many years, and it's still the same. It hasn't changed. You get meat and potatoes, and you get a vegetable.
Very consistent.
Very consistent. Yeah, that's the South, I think. Yeah, southern food. Sure.
So I've learned a lot about Elvis over the years, and both the good and the bad. But I like to focus on the good.
Bad? There is no bad.
Well, the girls. Oh, that's bad. So I'm like, what do you think was his best quality?
Oh gosh, his best quality, his personality. He had the best personality. I mean, he was fun-loving. He was caring. He had a great love for his father, and especially his mother, who, when he actually lost a little bit of him when she passed. They were very, very close. But he was just fun to be around. Great laugh. But you didn't want him to get upset, that's for sure, because he definitely had a temper. But, I think it's okay too. That's right. He didn't get mad that often, but when he did, everybody fled.
You had a boisterous personality. Boisterous.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome, Salt Lake. Can you do your best impersonation of Elvis?
Thank you very much.
I'm a fashion student, and I focus a lot on like the 60s and the 70s are like my favorite like eras of fashion. And you had a lot of amazing outfits and looks. Do you have like first, were you into fashion at the time? Like, were you interested in it? And did you have like a favorite like look you wore, or like a favorite outfit or anything?
Yeah, I was very into fashion. I had my own store, Biz and Bo. My partner and I had opened it up. And we had a lot of actresses coming in buying clothes from us. We designed the clothes, so I've been very active in that. Thank you.
Hi Priscilla, thanks for being here with us. I love you, and I love Elvis. I made my husband take me to Memphis in the first couple years of our marriage, so I could see Graceland and see everything. I loved it. My question for you is that your daughter Lisa Marie married Michael Jackson, and what was it like being Michael Jackson's mother-in-law?
Pardon me? To be honest, I was not happy. I felt that there was an ulterior motive for Michael Jackson to marry Lisa Presley. He was a big fan of Elvis's, and I felt that was, I didn't honestly feel from his side it was true love. And I wanted that for my daughter very, very much. Every mother wants that for their child. So, and Lisa knew that. It came out anyway. They were married for I don't know how long, maybe 6 months, about that. But Michael, actually she never saw Michael. Michael was always gone. And so she came to me one day and she goes, Mom, Mike, I don't know where Michael is. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, I never see him. And I go, well, aren't you married? Yeah, but he's never really around. So that was really the gist of really when she decided that, she didn't want to be with him. The other angle was we were in Vegas. No, we were in Memphis actually, and staying at the Peabody Hotel. And Michael was up in the room, and I went to visit Lisa, and Michael wasn't there. And I said, where's Michael? And she goes, he's in the room, the bedroom right next to her, right next to the living room. And this is about an hour later, and I said, well, is he going to come out? And she goes, well, he's getting dressed. And I said, well, how long does it take for him to get dressed? It's been like an hour. And then, about 10 minutes later, he comes out to get a hat. that was right next to her never looked at me and ran back into the room. The bedroom closed the door. And I said, what is all that about? She goes, well, he's frightened of you. They said, well, if he's frightened of me, he's got something to be frightened about. But maybe I don't know.
If you could share one message with your fans, with Elvis's fans about your life, or what do you want them to know?
About her life?
What about you?
About me? Yeah. That's why I'm a private person. I don't tell things about myself. Gosh, you know, I'm very down to earth. I'm very caring. I'm very loving. I love people. I love the fact, you know, that all of you are here today, and thank you so much. I love the fact that Elvis is still today almost as important as he was in his lifetime. When, you know, people come, even at Graceland, the amount of people that still come to see him is just unbelievable. The love that they have for him. And these are people too that their parents have passed down to them.
Yeah. This is generational, like you see.
Generational, yes. And when we were married, we didn't feel like we were anything special. I mean, we were just in love. We got married, but we never, you know, never thought that, you know, our lives would be what it is, you know, today. But, you know, we were just normal folks living in the South and eating. Eating all the time.
That's what doesn't happen.
Good old Southern food and going to movies. Elvis loved going to movies. We went to the movies every night because he would rent the theater and stay until very late and let us stay. We'd see 3 or 4 come back in the morning at 3 in the morning. So many movies, but then the life was good and very different, and I miss him very, very much. And I sometimes wonder, you know, what he would look like today. What would he look like, you know? And I think he would still look the same. You know, he had those features that were just so prominent and so beautiful.
Very much so.
Thank you all so much for your